Most men spend the first 50 years of their life building careers, building families, building reputations, and then one morning, somewhere around 50, they wake up exhausted, not tired from work, not tired from age, tired from carrying things that were never theirs to carry. Here is what nobody tells you before you turn 50. The second half of your life is not about addition. It is about subtraction. The ancient Stoics knew exactly what needed to be cut. Today I am going to show you the 5 things, silently draining the best years you have left. And I promise you, and by the end of this, something is going to shift inside you. Stoicism is not some modern self-help trend. It was born in Athens around 300 BC, and it was tested in the most brutal ways possible. On battlefields, in prison cells, in royal courts full of betrayal. Marcus Aurelius ruled the entire Roman Empire. He managed a 29-year war. He watched his own children die. He was surrounded by men who wanted him dead, and yet he found peace. Epictetus was a slave. He owned nothing, not even his own body, and yet he became one of the most studied philosophers in all of history. These were not men who had it easy. These were men who had it impossibly hard, and they still found a way to live with power, clarity, and peace. That is what Stoicism actually is, not the absence of pain, the mastery of it. Number 1, other people's opinions of you. How many decisions in your life were made based on what someone else might think? The job you stayed in too long, the dream you never pursued, the words you swallowed because you did not want to seem difficult. You spent decades managing other people's perception of you. And what did it cost you? Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, "We all love ourselves more than other people, but we care more about their opinion than our own." That is the trap. And here's the brutal truth after 50. The people whose opinions you feared for decades, most of them were not even watching. They were too busy managing their own insecurities. The Stoics practiced something called memento mori. Remember that you will die, not as a morbid thought, as a liberating one. When you truly accept that your time is finite, what anyone thinks about your choices becomes completely irrelevant. After 50, anyone who does not pay your bills or sit at your table deserves exactly 0 of your energy. 0, let that sink in. Number 2, arguments you cannot win. You know the argument I am talking about. The one at Thanksgiving, the one in the comments section, the one with the family member who has believed the same wrong thing for 30 years and is not changing their mind tonight. You have had it 100 times. Did you ever win? Not win as in did you say the right thing? Win as in did the other person actually change? Epictetus said, "Seek not that the things which happen should happen as you wish, but wish the things which happen to be as they are." In plain terms, stop fighting what is. There is a particular kind of exhaustion that comes from arguing with someone who is not actually interested in truth. They are interested in winning, and you cannot win that game because they changed the rules before you sat down. The Stoics called this wasted reason, pouring your logic, your passion, your energy into a vessel that has no intention of holding it. After 50, you have earned the right to simply walk away, not in anger, not with a dramatic exit, with the quiet, confident knowledge that your peace is worth more than being right. Because here is what actually happens when you stop engaging in unwinnable arguments and you do not lose the argument. You transcend it, and everyone in the room notices. The man who refuses to be pulled into chaos is not weak. He is the most powerful person there. Silence at the right moment is the most devastating response you can give. The Stoics knew this. Now you do too. Number 3, regret over the past. This one is going to be uncomfortable. Because every man over 50 has something he replays. A decision made in anger, a relationship destroyed by pride, a path not taken, a moment he would give anything to go back and change. And he replays it, over and over and over, like somehow if he tortures himself enough, the past will change. It will not. Seneca wrote, "Everything is alien to us. Only time is truly ours, and the time you spend drowning in what already happened, that time is gone. Not paused, not saved, gone." But here's what Stoicism offers that nothing else does. It does not ask you to forget your past. It does not tell you your pain was not real. It tells you something far more powerful. Amor fati, love of fate. Not acceptance of fate, not tolerance of fate, love of it. The Stoics believed that everything that happened to you, every betrayal, every failure, every loss, was not something that happened to you. It was something that happened for you, to forge you, to strip away what was weak, to leave only what was unbreakable. Marcus Aurelius lost 5 of his children, 5, and he wrote this, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." He did not say that because it did not hurt. He said it because he refused to let pain have the final word. After 50, your past is not your prison. It is your proof. Proof that you survived. Proof that you endured. Proof that you are still here, still breathing, still capable of the greatest chapters of your life. Stop replaying the old film. You are not that scene. Number 4. People who drain you. Seneca wrote one of the most important pieces of advice ever written about human relationships. Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. The process is mutual. For men learn while they teach. That is the whole framework for who deserves your energy after 50. If someone makes you better, keep them close. If you make them better, keep them close. Anyone else, you owe them kindness. But you do not owe them your life force. Because here is what nobody tells you about energy after 50. It is not infinite anymore. When you were 25, you could absorb toxic people and bounce back in a week. At 55, one draining relationship can cost you months of peace. Look at the people around you right now. Who leaves you feeling lighter after a conversation? Who leaves you feeling like you have run a marathon without moving from your chair? The Stoics practiced something called prosauche, careful attention to oneself, watching your own reactions, protecting your own mental state, not selfishly, not coldly, but with the wisdom to know that you cannot pour from an empty vessel. You cannot give your best to your family, your purpose, your remaining years. If you're constantly being drained by people who take and take and take and give nothing back. After 50, your circle should be small, not because you are bitter, because you are wise. Quality over quantity is not just a phrase. For the man in the second half of his life, it is a survival strategy. Number 5. The fear of what is left. This is the one most people will not talk about, because it requires honesty. There is a specific fear that settles into men somewhere around 50. It does not announce itself loudly. It whispers, is this it? Did I already miss my best years? Is there even enough time left to matter? That fear, quiet, persistent, and devastating, steals more from men over 50 than any failure or regret ever could. Because it does not rob you of the past. It robs you of the future. Marcus Aurelius addressed this fear directly. He wrote, confine yourself to the present. Not pretend the future does not exist. Not ignore the time you have left. Confine yourself to the present. Because the present moment, this one right now, is the only place where life actually happens. The Stoics believe that the man who is fully present in his current moment is the wealthiest man alive, not because he has more time, but because he uses the time he has. Seneca wrote this, and I want you to hear it deeply. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a great deal of it. You are not running out of time. You are perhaps running out of excuses. Excuses to start, excuses to repair, excuses to create, excuses to love more fully, excuses to live instead of merely exist. After 50, you are not at the end of something great. You are at the beginning of something different. And different, if you choose it consciously, can be extraordinary. The fear of what is left deserves none of your energy. None. Because the moment you stop fearing the time you have left and start filling it, everything changes. So let us bring it all together. After 50, these 5 things no longer deserve your energy. Other people's opinions, arguments you cannot win, regret over what is already done, people who drain you, and the fear of the time you have left. The Stoics did not discover these truths in comfort. They discovered them in the fire of real life, and they passed them down across 2,000 years of history, and so that one day, a man exactly like you watching a video exactly like this might finally hear them at exactly the right moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote one final thing I want to leave you with. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one, not tomorrow, not when things calm down, not when you feel ready. Now. You have already survived the hardest parts. The question is, what will you build with what remains? If this video found you at the right moment, you already know what to do.